Some players have been criticized for their lack of heart and passion and condemned for missing that competitive edge throughout the NBA in the past. Imagine being a 19-year-old boy who is supposed to live up to the expectations placed on him by being compared to players like Kobe and MJ. This player did experience some challenges, but he found the proper group of teammates who supported him and inspired him to improve as a great basketball player day by day. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ready to hear about the tale of the NBA star Andew Wiggins? Well, make sure to watch until the end to know more about his story and the challenges he overcomes to get to where he is now. Let's begin. Andew Christian Wiggins was born on February 23, 1995 in Thornhill, Canada to his mother Marita Payne Wiggins and father Mitchell Wiggins. Marita was an outstanding track and field sprinter who attended Florida State University and was also inducted into the Ontario Hall of Fame. Now, Mitchell, his father, went to Florida State University as well before joining the NBA. Diving a bit into Wiggins' personal life, he is in a relationship with Michelle Johnson, who is a basketball player herself and has played for the University of Notre Dame in Notre Dame, Indiana. Michelle has two daughters together, one born in 2018 and the other 2021. Wiggins was one of a total of 6 kids. Stephen, Angelica, and Taya are his 3 sisters, while Nick and Michelle Jr. are his 2 brothers. At Vincennes University, Wabash Valley College, and Wichita State University, his brother Nick played collegiate basketball. Michelle Jr. participated in athletics in Southeastern University and Hillsborough Community College. By the time Andew started playing basketball at age 9, Wiggins had grown to be 6 feet tall and was already showcasing his incredible talent. However, Wiggins would only spend 2 years at Vaughan Secondary School in Thornhill, Ontario. As a sophomore, he guided his team to a championship with a 49-1 record that put them very close to a perfect season. The only defeat they experienced that year came when Wiggins had to leave the game due to a leg cramp. But to cap it all off, by the end of his sophomore year, he would have guided his team to an Ontario Federation of School Athletics Association championship. At the time, he was the team's youngest player and he scored 25 points in the final game. Fast forward to 2011. Wiggins led his team to this victory. After transferring to Huntington Prep in West Virginia, where he spent a couple seasons, Wiggins averaged 24 points, 11 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks per game. He then went on to clinch the top spot as the greatest player in the country and drew numerous offers at the time. But by the end of his junior year, he had reached such a high level of play that he decided to reclassify into the 2013 class. Because of his continued dominance at the top of the country, he completed his high school career by becoming Mr. Basketball USA Gatorade National Player of the Year. He received offers from schools like Kentucky, North Carolina, Florida State, and Kansas. In addition, winning the Naismith Trophy and becoming a McDonald's All-American has given him a great deal of background. As a result, the 5-star recruit decided to sign a letter of intent to play basketball at the University of Kansas. With his God-given athleticism and size, 6'8" wing with a 44-inch vertical, he was able to help Kansas to a 25-10 record while playing alongside Joel Embiid Wiggins. He then attracted enormous crowds in 2013 despite only setting a record with 597 points scored, and his athleticism has captured people's attention as they watch him play. He was the real-life equivalent of a highlight reel, and by the end of his freshman year, there was a lot of talk about Wiggins being selected first overall. This prompted Wiggins to declare for the 2014 NBA Draft, which he did. Wiggins chose the Cleveland Cavaliers with the first pick overall, becoming the second player of Canadian descent to do so after Anthony Bennett. By that time, Wiggins would be selected first overall by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2014 draft, surrounded by some irritating hype and branded Maple Jordan. The Cavaliers shipped Wiggins to Minnesota in exchange for Kevin Love, a player they needed right away as they awaited LeBron James to officially announce his return to the team. For the Timberwolves, Wiggins would immediately experience personal success. On his way to being named Rookie of the Year, he would average 17 points and 5 rebounds. With the Timberwolves for 5 seasons, Wiggins would only once reach the postseason. The Timberwolves believed Wiggins couldn't help them win despite averaging 19 points during that time, so they would trade him at the 2020 trade deadline. The Warriors team, which was hampered by injuries, would be Wiggins' next stop. The Toronto native has been selected to represent the Warriors as a starter in the 2022 NBA All-Star Game. It is a crowning achievement for Wiggins, who is averaging 18.1 points per game while shooting a career-best 40.4% from three-point range for a team that is among the NBA's elite. In addition to Klay Thompson being absent for the entire season due to an injury, the team had just lost Kevin Durant. They were finally healthy and ready for a title push during his third season with the Warriors. The Warriors earned the top seed in the West thanks to Wiggins' outstanding play throughout the season, which saw him averaging 17 points and 5 rebounds. Additionally to being chosen as a starter, he received his first All-Star recognition. The postseason was when Wiggins' performance would improve. He was even the second leading scorer for the champion Golden State Warriors during the NBA Finals while playing outstanding defense the whole series. Now that we have the glorious success story of Wiggins throughout his NBA career, before we move to the next part of the video, comment below your thoughts on what you think about him being in the Warriors this season. Well, I could definitely say that the time he started inking that paper for this phenomenal team, he was definitely doing himself great for choosing an amazing team to grow more along with his skill and playing. At this point, let us now move to the next part of the video, which is all about the fruits of his labor. While Wiggins had played for the Minnesota Timberwolves for 5.5 largely forgettable seasons before being acquired by the Golden State Warriors in 2020, being selected first overall in the 2014 NBA Draft hadn't exactly lived up to the hype for him, and was viewed as a player who put up respectable numbers for poor teams. However, Andew Wiggins received a deal with a guaranteed minimum of $11.3 million. Over the course of his 4-year rookie contract, he was permitted to make a maximum of $24 million. He agreed to a 5-year $148 million agreement with the Minnesota Timberwolves in October of 2017. Additionally, a 4-year $109 million deal between the Golden State Warriors that he reached October 2022. His NBA career earnings reached $140 million in salary alone. Speaking of his possessions, the former NBA Rookie of the Year paid $1.6 million for the property in 2014, shortly after being traded from the Cavaliers to the Timberwolves. Spanning 2 stories, the house sits just off Cedar Lake in southwest Minneapolis. Wiggins made some changes during his stay, touching up on eye-catching exteriors with wood shingles and tapered columns. The living spaces, like many other homes in the area, feature loads of lumber alongside tile and stone finishes past the covered front porch. The interior holds a living room with a fireplace, a family room with a wet bar, a kitchen with booth seating, and a formal dining room. Elsewhere are 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and 2 offices, and 6,330 square feet. Wiggins definitely doesn't have to prove his taste in cars, though his current ride, like many of his fellow NBA players, is a Ferrari 458, but in a custom matte black with yellow accented wheels and brake calipers. In addition, Wiggins earns an estimated $600,000 through endorsement deals with companies like Fitbit, BioSteel, and Peak Shoes in China. However, since moving to the West, the narrative has changed. Wiggins, who is now a crucial part of the Warriors' starting 5, is still searching for his first championship. Recently, the 2022 NBA Finals Championship Series of the NBA's 2021-2022 season has been concluded. In this best-of-7 playoff series, the Western Conference champions were none other than Golden State Warriors, who defeated the Eastern Conference champion Boston Celtics in 6 games, winning their 4th championship in 8 years. The 2022 NBA champions have signed forward Andew Wiggins to a multi-year contract extension, and it was announced last month, October. Wiggins, age 27, tallied averages 17.2 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.2 assists, and 1.04 steals in 31.9 minutes over 73 games in 2021-2022 season, earning his first career NBA All-Star nod as a starter in the league's annual showcase. The 6'7" forward hit a career-high 39.3% from three-point range and has set a career best with 157 three-point field goals made. In the grand scheme of things, you have a player who has been named an all-star by the public, the media, and his colleagues. The fact that Wiggins has made his all-star debut in the same city where he was unveiled as the #1 overall choice about 8 years ago is incredibly poetic. Although we may not have witnessed it in this manner, this day represents a long time in the making. Let's toast Andew Wiggins, who started the NBA All-Star Game and has recently become a success for his career with the recently crowned champions, the Golden State Warriors. That has been the tale of Andew Wiggins for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next one.